So I'm Norman Kong. I'm the MC tonight, and I'm also a Hong Kong University alumni, graduate 1980, and also happen to be Caltech alumni too. Today we are very honored to have Professor Zhang, who is the Vice-Chancellor and President of University of Hong Kong, to visit us. And I would like to introduce some honorable guests tonight. And first, let me introduce Professor Zhang, please. And we also have the Vice President of University of Hong Kong, Professor Norman Tang, please. And we also have Associate Vice President Ms. Isabella Wong. And the Director of Alumni Affairs, Ms. Monica Wong, right here. And we have the Deputy Director of Admission and Academic Liaison Section, Ms. Winnie Lai, over there. Yeah. And also we have the Visiting Professor of Faculty of Medicine, Professor Wen Sun. We also have a guest fly all the way from Chicago to attend this banquet, Professor Thomas Wong. We really appreciate you fly all the way from Chicago to here. And Professor Wong is teaching at the Electrical and Computer Engineering Department at Illinois Institute of Technology. And we also have the former California State Assemblyman and Mayor of Monterey Park, Honorable Mike Ng. And I would like to also introduce the Executive Officer of Caltech Applied Physics and Material Science, Professor Kerry Wahala. Professor Wahala happened to be my classmate when I was at Caltech, in the same research group. I would also like to introduce the Director of Power Environmental Energy Research Institute, Dr. Yong Chun Tang. He also do a lot of research at Caltech too. And I would like to introduce our Hong Kong U Alumni Association Southern California President, Dorothy Wu. We also have representatives from major China University Alumni Association attending this banquet. And I would like to have Mr. Chu, Ken Chu, introduce his table, please.
President Xiang and President No, or Chen, and Dr. Huang. We're from the Chinese University Alumni Association and Allies, Southern California. I'm the president, Ken Chu, and we are the alumni. We are the NPO formed by now 55 alumni association from Great China, and we are honored that Hong Kong University Alumni Association is one of our members. And please allow me to introduce today our colleagues. First, Ms. Lin Yun is the director, one of the directors of our allies, and she is the president of the Nanjing University Alumni Association. And Ms. Wang Aiping is our former president, and she is also the former president of Dalian Technology University Alumni Association. Okay, sorry. And Mr. Sun Jun is the president of the Sun Yat-sen University Alumni Association, and Mr. Xu Zhengbin is the president of Dalian Technology University Alumni Association, and Mr. Xiong Wensheng is the former chairman of our allies, and he's the president of Beijing Foreign Trade University Alumni Association. And Mr. Li Xianjin is our vice chairman of allies, and he is the president of Chinese Technology University Alumni Association, Southern California. And Mr. Liu Yufa is the president of Beijing University Alumni Association, and he is also our founder of these allies. Okay, and President Wang Jianyun is Suzhou University Alumni Association, and he is also one of our directors. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I would also like to thank you to a few alumni volunteer to make this event successful. Dorothy Wu over there, and Shula, where are you, Shula? And also Chris Lowe and Sodi over there, and Thomas Xiang. So thank you all of them to contribute their time, their effort to make this event successful. Now it's my honor to introduce our Vice-Chancellor President of University of Hong Kong, Professor Zhang Chang. And Professor Zhang Chang was appointed the 16th President and Vice-Chancellor of University of Hong Kong in December 2017. Prior to joining the Hong Kong University, he was the Ernest Koo Endowed Chair Professor at UC Berkeley and the Director of Nanoscale Science and Engineering Center. He has also served as the Director of Material Science Division at Lawrence Berkeley National Laboratory. Vice-Chancellor Zhang has many awards and achievements, and it will take me the whole evening to read through his award. So maybe just I name a few highlights of his achievement. Professor Zhang's research was selected by Time magazine as one of the top 10 scientific discovery of the year, and the 50 best inventions of the year. Discover magazine top 100 science story in 2007, and R&D magazine top 25 most innovative product year 2006. His research has been frequently featured in international media, including BBC, CNN, ABC, New York Times, and Wall Street Journal. Let's welcome Professor Zhang.
Well, first of all, let me thank our alumni, especially organizers, for this wonderful, wonderful event. It is my great pleasure to be here. In fact, actually, I come to this building every year because I have a collaboration before I came to Hong Kong with Caltech, some friends here for research. So I came here every year for a review. It's a great feeling to see our alumni in Los Angeles, in the Southern California area, that many of us, graduate from Hong Kong U, made their very successful career in US or Europe and elsewhere. So every time when I come to these meetings, I'm really excited to see their achievements and their really strong connections emotionally to their alma mater. So I'm very grateful to begin my career beyond my scientific part that at Hong Kong U now. This is almost a year. Next month will be marks my first year, end of the first year. So I guess I've learned a lot on this job, and it's a challenging job. You probably heard about Hong Kong from time to time, student issues and our various of challenges. But I feel very fortunate to have such an opportunity to serve Hong Kong University and also its students and faculty, especially in this challenging time. As you all know that there's on the one hand there's a trade war between China and the U.S. At the same time, Hong Kong itself has various of political arguments and so on. But as we all say in Chinese, 危机 means that risk, there's dangers. But at the same time, these two words go always together. It's opportunity. What I see here in Hong Kong and in the rest of the world is that Hong Kong especially sitting such an important position geographically and also in culture-wise, that we are the connectors to the East and West. Being a colonial for over 100 years under British rule, of course, we have many history for that. But at the same time, we're highly internationalized in terms of business, life, education, really enrich the culture. We essentially see the mix of the best of the two worlds, the West and East, in Hong Kong. Hong Kong University, for some of you already know that you study there. For some of colleagues, friends from outside of Hong Kong U, Hong Kong U is the first university in Asia, using English, teach every courses. And we are actually still, do so in every class. We do even, I heard about even Chinese literature. We teach in English. In fact, actually, I'm in this position, I signed off everybody's tenure, right? So I was reading at some of our assistant professors going up for tenure, and they are majoring in Chinese literature. And one of the criticism of their colleagues, senior colleagues, was that the paper published not all in the English journals, some of them in Chinese journals. Of course, I think that makes sense, but you can see how strongly this culture of mix of two in such a unique place. And Hong Kong is a very vibrant city where the financial capitals after New York City and London. So there's tons of international companies and exchange of ideas. So I think Hong Kong will play an essential role in connecting China, Greater China, to the West. And especially in this challenging time, as you know that now with American politics changing and Europeans, the Brexit is going on, there's a lot of fractions and fragmentations. And I do think that, of course, we are not politicians, but I think we hold an important role as a teachers and educators, that we need to educate our next generation of students, that to have a global view. The world is much bigger than one country and one profession. And we are living in a much diverse and interconnected, culture and business and even politics. So in that sense, actually, Hong Kong U holds a great potential for the future of the Asia and world, that we hope to become one of the leading universities in the world. We are now ranking pretty well, as I will show some of the slides you will see, but we are still have much longer road to go. And that's part of the reason, actually, I came to Hong Kong U to build a great university in Asia. Thank you very much. I'm going to show a few slides. Thank you. This video shows you the Hong Kong U's aspiration to be the world-leading university in the future. So essentially, we used this video last month at end of May to feature a large gathering of alumni in Hong Kong to drum up our, actually kick off our fundraising and also initiatives. So I'm going to talk about specifically a few large initiatives. And this is about myself, about 11 months in the job. And I'm a scientist and also engineer working on various area of the research of materials and photonics. And Professor Harry Valhalla actually was my collaborator. We collaborated on one paper 10 years ago. He's a professor here. Glad to see you here. Hong Kong U campus, as you know that, we are enjoying 108 years of history. Hong Kong Island is very dense populated area. And the Hong Kong campus was built 108 years ago. The main campus, as you already see, many of you graduate from there, is a beautiful, iconic building of Lukiu Hall. And by the way, for some of you who don't know that, one of our first graduate, the first year graduate, become a founding father of Chinese Republic, Mr. Sun Zhongsang, right? So the old campus was built 108 years ago. And about 10 years ago, the university expanded about 1/4 of the size. We built a new campus called Centennial Campus when the university celebrates 100 years birthday. And that Centennial Campus now is a brand new campus, about 10 years old. Actually, we're going to show. And some of you probably visit that part of the campus, new campus before. Hong Kong land is very precious. At that time, I think the former president and vice-chancellor was very creative. There was a reservoir, the water reservoir, and they basically direct water into under the hill. There's a cave, a huge cave. The water goes there, become new reservoir. The old reservoir, they built a campus on top of that. So this is the Hong Kong U old campus, 100 years old campus. This is a Centennial Campus where the reservoir used to be, and now hosts our humanities and law faculty, social science, all the humanities there. So they enjoy a beautiful building with ocean view. What we actually are aiming for next 5 years, we're going to build a new tech landmark. Essentially, the science, engineering, medicine will be hosted in this yellow marked area. We're going to build 4 buildings. Since I'm on the job, I already raised the fund for 1 building. We have still 3 more buildings to go. But we're going to start with 1 building. The planning is already started. These 4 buildings will be built in next 5 to 6 years. And government will be supporting the other buildings. We have 2 buildings in hand. We are going to raise the other 2 building funding. So this 4 yellow area, which is near the Robert Black College, the blue roofed area. Some of you probably knows Robert Black College, right? And that is where our university guest house, essentially, like this building there. And the green actually building is the number 4 building across the University Drive. We're going to build a bridge across it. So 3 buildings, the yellow one, 1, 2, 3, on one side of the road next to the Robert Black, and the one across the road is the number 4 building. So these 4 buildings will form our technology science headquarters, where we're going to energize our innovation. And this is the a little bit detail of that landmark. Yeah, it's more zooming in. You see the blue roofed Robert Black College, and then we're going to build this red area, which are 4 buildings on these areas. In addition, we are going to launch 10 institutes. Again, this will be through our fundraising effort. Over last year, 11 months, we raised about 150 million to build the first building called Li Shaoqi Institute of the Mind. Essentially, this is connecting 5 faculties from neuroscience to psychology it's a study of the brain and the mind. It's not only brain, it's the mind essentially. And also treatment of depression, all the way to computing. What are the new computing architecture? And we already have a group of professors working on this brain-spine computing architecture. So this will connect with a very broad area of the mind and computing. And second institute we're going to build is aging and the germ technology, where, as we all know, the society is aging, as everybody lives longer. So what are the technology and medical treatment can combine together to address these societal challenges? And there's a lot of things to do, even education. And I told our education, maybe we have to build a new type of video games for elderly that enrich their life, and so, and also global poverty is one of the area I think it's importantly we have to address, not only in China and Hong Kong, but also globally. What are the technologies and policy level, how we address those issues? And on the other side is quantum science, materials and energy, and smart city. And Hong Kong, as you know, that is a very dense city. Our architecture faculty and engineering are teaming up to address some of the challenging issues. How we make people live in a smaller space, but a better quality, right? And data science, artificial intelligence, information technology, and biomedical engineering. In Hong Kong U, over 100 of our top researchers are among the 1%, top 1% in the world. And our student life, as you know that, many of you graduate there, has been really one of the unique culture in the campus. And we really emphasize how we enrich students' learning experience and also life they have to enjoy there. Next, we're going to, immediately my job is to expand our talent pool, essentially enhance our academic side of leadership. We're aiming for to create next 5 years, 50 new endowed professorship for senior researchers, 100 new outstanding young professorship. Now, this is something new, where in Hong Kong U, we always, when somebody achieves to a certain level, we give them endowed chair. But I want to start early. We want to compete with the world-leading university in Harvard, Caltech. Before they go to Caltech or Harvard, we want to give them a professorship, lure them into Hong Kong U. But I have to, honestly speaking, I met a lot of resistance because Hong Kong U is a very British-style university. We don't necessarily think about to give a professorship to a young professor. We don't even call, actually, Professor Bahala, we don't even call assistant professor, associate professor, we call doctor. We don't give them professor title. But here we determined to do so, that we hope to change the academic culture somewhat, so that we emphasize the young talent. Next. We're also going to build 4 or 5 student residential college. Essentially, these are student halls. And this will be in Wan Chu Hang area. There will be, it's a little bit far from the campus, but we are run out of the space near the campus. So we are going to run, I think there is a subway, actually, bring them to the campus. And 2 of them will be dedicated to graduate student housing. So we believe, actually, Hong Kong U, in the next 5 or 10 years, we really want to push the academic excellence and to build a university to be, we are already top 3 all the time in the last 30 years in Asia. We want to be a really elite university in the world. Thank you. So I guess if there's any questions, I can feed some questions during the dinner time.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, Professor Zhang, for a very insightful talk. And on behalf of Hong Kong U Alumni Association, we would like to present a plaque to recognize Professor Zhang's vision and leadership and devotion to University of Hong Kong. And Dorothy, our president, will present the. Thank you. And our California State Assemblyman and former mayor of Monterey Park, Mr. Mike Ng, would like to present a certificate of commendation to Vice-Chancellor Xiang, Professor Xiang.
Well, welcome to all my friends from Hong Kong University. You know, my wife, Congresswoman Judy Chu, and I, we have a list every year of our Christmas card, and it's thousands of people. And a couple of years ago, we looked at the list and we said, wow, the majority of our closest and longest friends actually are from Hong Kong. And that's not surprising. Many of you are here in this room. And the reason is because the individuals that have either lived in or worked in or immigrated from or studied in Hong Kong have some very important values that Professor Zhang has indicated to us tonight. The values of respect for family, focus on educational achievement. And if you don't believe that, just talk to the children and grandchildren of someone that went to Hong Kong U and talk about the pressure they have to succeed. Loyalty, pride in Hong Kong University. But more important, and also equally important, is that individuals that we know from Hong Kong are survivors and thrivers. They have overcome some of the most challenging pathways to make it into American society and become one of our most respected leaders in every field, especially the field of technology. And more important, like Professor Zhang, they are coalition builders. If I want to meet some important Caucasian friends, all I have to do is call up a friend from Hong Kong, because they know who are the leaders without regard to background, creed, or color. But more important, if I want to have a very good meal, I call up a friend from Hong Kong. So tonight, reflecting that closeness of feeling that we have for our Hong Kong family, reflecting the pride in those that have accomplished so much, and I'm talking about you, Professor Zhang, I would like to present a certificate of congressional recognition from the United States Congress to show our respect for you. You who have become a preeminent Chinese American physicist, endowed Ernest Code Chair at UC Berkeley, which I couldn't qualify for. I went to UCLA instead. Director of the National Science Foundation, faculty scientist at Lawrence Berkeley National Laboratory, and as someone who we account as a colleague who's lived for several years here in Los Angeles, and we know of your accomplishments. And let me read this, because please record this, because Judy Chu will not let me come home if I did not read this. And this is from Congresswoman Judy Chu, the first Chinese American woman ever elected to the United States Congress. And that is seen in retrospect to many of you who were the first of your to accomplish X, Y, and Z. And you are the first person with your credentials in China to accomplish your present seat. In recognition of your high standards of excellence and outstanding achievements, your unwavering commitment to advancing research in nanotechnology and biotechnology is truly commendable. Your work in teaching others and leading an institute of higher education has left a lasting and positive impact around the world. And as you pointed out, Hong Kong U is in the top, whether it's Hong Kong, whether it's Asia, whether it's all across this world. Congratulations and thank you for your dedication to education. And thank you to the Hong Kong Alumni Association of Southern California. Thank you, Shodi, for the tie that I still have, and Mi Jin for inviting us to your activities. Signed, Congresswoman Judy Chu, Member of Congress, 27th District. Please take a picture so that my wife will know that I didn't just go and do a bar tonight. Please, would you all stand and give Dr. Zhang a standing ovation for his accomplishments?
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I'll cut short my 1 hour speech.
Thank you.
Yes, Mr. Ng, the Vice Chancellor would like to present a special tartan tie from Hong Kong U. That is special registered from Scotland to commemorate the centenary of Hong Kong U. So the tartan pattern is unique to Hong Kong U.
Wow.
And the stole is for your wife, and the tie, hope you like it.
Oh,
thank you very
so
much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
It's my pleasure to introduce our Vice President, Professor Norman Tang. Professor Tang is the Taikoo Professor of Engineering and Chair Professor of Microsystem Technology at University of Hong Kong. He's also served as the Dean of Engineering from 2012 to 2018. Let's welcome Professor Tang.
Well, thank you very much. I know I'm standing in the way between you and dinner, so I will make my remarks short. No, I mean, it's always wonderful to come out to California, given that I'm a native California, though I was born up north in Berkeley. It's always good to come back to be a part of the family, because I do feel that the University of Hong Kong has a large family that is not only in Hong Kong, but all over the world. And as a part of the family, you guys have all been contributors, whether or not it was your time on campus to what you're doing now. And I know some of you have been helpful as mentors to some of the students that have come out to Southern California in exchange programs. But beyond that, just being a part of Hong Kong U and being out here to show the rest of the world what great alumni you are contributing to society is fabulous. One of the things that the president, of course, has been talking about is the direction and the vision of the university in terms of really striving for academic excellence, building up our research portfolio, striving for new levels of innovation and technology. One of the things I did want to mention, though, is our students, because all of you have been students for us, or most of you, at Hong Kong U. And so I want to assure you that we still bring in the best students in Hong Kong to the university, though probably more than when you entered in, since our intake now is probably somewhere over 4,000 students per year. But out of those 4,000 students, they still are the best. And perhaps just in a few minutes, I will share just a little story that I just heard over the weekend. So just to exemplify what our students are doing. So every year, there is a robot competition in Hong Kong, and the winners go on to a regional competition. Make a long story short, this year the regional will be held in Mongolia. In the past, it's in places like Japan and Thailand and others. And because it's in Mongolia, this time it's the competition is to build robots to play essentially Mongolian horsemanship games. Okay, so these robots are running around, picking up things and shooting arrows and things like that. Now, the last several years, Hong Kong University of Science and Technology has been winning the competition, in part because they've been putting tremendous resources into this activity. You know, it's almost a whole school effort where students be a part of a class. There's a lot of resources, multiple teams, and then out of the multiple teams, they select the best few to participate. Whereas at Hong Kong U, we let our students work on their own, right? To innovate and learn independence. And so we generally field an individual team. They do this outside of course hours on a limited budget, though we do provide them, certainly some resources so they can build the robots. I think all of Hong Kong knows this. So Sunday in the finals, we came up against the Hong Kong UST team. It's kind of David versus Goliath, right? And so the whole audience, which comprised of the teams from the other universities, Poly U, Chinese U, City U, and others, plus friends who are participating, they were all cheering the Hong Kong U team. And I tell you, I got word that the team was moved, the students were really moved, and they beat Hong Kong UST. And so it was a wonderful accomplishment. But why I wanted to tell you the story is because it's just a reflection of really the wonderful spirit that our students have, that you guys had, and they're really continuing the legacy that you have shown for the university. So thank you very much, and thank you for all you've done.
Okay. Our next speaker is the Director of Alumni Affairs, Ms. Monica Wong.
Thank you. I will be very, very quick. Once again, thank you very much for all the warm hospitality, and thank you, all of you, for passing on the heritage and creating a platform for fellow Hong Kong U alumni to engage and feel like a family. I just want to give you guys an update. Right now, there are 220,000 alumni around the world, and we have 131 alumni groups, of which almost 30 are outside of Hong Kong. And of course, you guys are one of them. And the latest chapter is in Yangon, Myanmar. So if you happen to travel there and if you want to connect with fellow alumni there, please contact me. So you can see we are increasingly diverse, and our Hong Kong U family is growing stronger and stronger. Thanks to all of you.
Vice-Chancellor, President, Professor Zhang, and all the distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I'm toasting to the future of Hong Kong U under the leadership, the vision, and the devotion of our Professor Xiang.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Cheers. Cheers.
Hi, everybody. The Hong Kong University Alumni Association also has a mentee program, and the head of the mentee program is Dr. Peter Poon, and I will let him explain the program.
Well, President Professor Zhang and honorable guests and fellow alumni, I'm delighted to be here tonight to talk about the mentorship program of our association. So we work very closely with the Hong Kong U mentorship program, which is under the leadership of Monica, and also, who's assisted by Holly Tang. So we have excellent relationships with. We really enjoy the interactions with both Monica and Holly. Our mentorship program was started here in Southern California. Was started in 2006. Okay, so every year we have about each quarter we have about 12 mentees. So twice a year, Monica will send us a list of mentees. So these mentees are actually exchange students, Hong Kong U exchange students, who attend one of these schools: USC, UCLA, UC Riverside, UC Santa Barbara, UC Irvine, and UC San Diego. So our mentors provide advice and guidance to the mentees. We also invite them to all our functions, like lunches, the HKUAASC lunches, dinners, and even picnics. And a lot of times the mentors will take the mentees to interesting places, like Griffith Observatory, the Huntington Library and Gardens. We even go to the Dolby Theater, where the Oscar presentations occur every year. So sometimes I take my mentee to lunch in Beverly Hills, and they're really excited. and often take them. We often take them to Getty Museum and other museums. So we have wonderful interactions with our mentees. But we also learn a lot from the mentees. Okay, so it's not a one-way thing. We learn a lot from mentees. We find that the mentees are very intelligent, just like the other Hong Kong U students. They are brilliant, intelligent, but also they are caring. They care about the environment. They care about the disadvantaged. So that's why I'm thrilled to know that they participate in volunteering projects to help the underprivileged. So it's really an eye-opener for me to hear from them how excited they are being involved in helping the disadvantaged. Because I always use Dr. Albert Einstein's motto. It says, "Don't be a successful person, but rather be a person of value." So that's that. So also besides the mentees, besides all those qualities, they are also very courteous. So now we have really dedicated mentors. We have long-term dedicated mentors, and we also have the younger dedicated mentors. So some of them are here, particularly at that table, and then in those several tables there. But then there are a lot of mentors who live far away and couldn't be here tonight. But so this relationship between the mentors and the mentees is very inspiring. Like last year, I received a handwritten letter from one of the mentees. She said that she expressed appreciation for all the experience here, and then she said, "You are like a caring father to me," and that really made me overwhelmed with joy. That's why I said that it's a very rewarding program. So finally, I would like to thank Monica for the excellent Hong Kong U mentorship program.
Thank you to all mentors.
And I would like to thank Dorothy for being our avid supporter of our program. I want to thank President Professor Xiang, and then I want to thank all the mentors, all the mentors here. Thank you very much.
So our next program is to sing the university song. So do you know that we have a university song? Okay, so we have two best singer, William and Viola, will lead the singing.
Let's sing it together.
時代在變，未變的是我的根。世界間作百年人，在這裏磨礪眼光，敞開我心。Sing it together。明我已得，明我已堅貞的勇敢，承繼了知識作護蔭，維護我思考的足印。無論長夜再深，持續發光發熱，光大學識彰顯我效法。
都有人自創，要我心覓我的真。以見識建設前程，用智慧擁抱自由和責任。
明辨是你，像聖火滅了再生，世間演進靠傳人，上世紀傳下世紀，鑑古藏今。明我已得，明我已堅貞的勇敢。承繼了知識作護蔭，維護我思考的足印。無論長夜再深，持續發光發熱，光大學識彰顯我效法。明我已得，明我已堅貞的勇敢，承繼了知識作護蔭，維護我思考的足印。無論長夜再深，持續發光發熱，光大學識彰顯我效法。明我已得，明我已堅貞的勇敢。承繼了知識作護蔭，維護我思考的足印。無論長夜再深，持續發光發熱，光大學識彰顯我效法。風大浪急將講我效法。What a wonderful song. Oh, thanks so much. My honor and my pleasure to give you guys to sing this song. Thank you. 我已得，明我已堅貞的勇敢，承繼了知識作護蔭，維護我思考的足印。無論長夜再深，持續發光發熱，光大學識